What's going on, guys? Welcome to today's high mid-fade tutorial. Today I'm working with my boy Rob. My boy Rob has been getting haircuts with me since I was giving cucaracha haircuts. So shout out to Rob. Here I am starting with the 5-guard open. He likes to keep it dark on top, but also short at the same time. And if you see, he has light corners. So this whole haircut, what we're gonna try to do is give the illusion that the sides, the corners are actually fuller than they are. And so you'll see me going in with the scissors now. And I do this just to make sure I keep enough length in the front. And I like to just slowly cut it backwards until I get to the 5-guard and just blend it in like that. I don't want to take off too much. It hasn't been too long since he got a haircut, so I just want to follow this all the way to the 5-guard in the back, blend it in, comb it forward, and here we are with the no guard closed. Like I said in my last video, guys, I like to start off my bald guideline with my clipper and not my trimmer. It makes it easier to blend out the bald line at the end, which is something that I used to struggle with a lot when I was a beginner. And so here I am, I'm just gonna follow the line all around the head. Take into account where I'm putting in the bald guideline, where I set it in. He likes a high bald fade, but he also likes it to drop in the back a little bit, just so it doesn't give him that super skinned out look. So here I am, just setting that bald guideline, checking that both sides are even, and making sure that the beard bald line is even as well. Here I am with the trimmer, and now I'm balding out. You want to go up to the bald guideline, but not right to the line, just right under the guideline you had already set with the clipper closed. Here you want to make sure that you're really getting the hair down to a stubble. Otherwise, when you go back in with the shaver, it's going to be extremely hard to actually shave down all the hairs. You'll see, like, sometimes when you keep the hair a little too long, the shaver has trouble actually picking up the hairs. So you want to make sure that when you're going in with the trimmer and debulking all the hair, that you really get it skinned out before you go in with the shaver. So I'm going in with the shaver. You want to make sure that when you're going in with the shaver, you're not setting in another guideline. Erase that problem. You want to make sure you do it light towards the top and just kind of flick out a little bit. So here I am with my no guard open, starting off on the beard. When you blend the beard, I'll do another tutorial for that to go more in depth, but it's pretty much like the reverse of fading the hair. So you're gonna start off at the top instead of the bottom. But here I am with my open guard, open no guard. And I'm just gonna go all around the head like I did with my bald line, just to make sure that my guideline is even. And make sure you guys take your time. There's no rush when you're cutting hair, guys, especially if you're starting off. There's no need to rush your haircuts. Make sure everything is just even so you get that nice smooth blend at the end. And here I am just closing my lever a little bit. Here I am closing it all the way and getting rid of that bald line. You'll see when you start taking out the bald line, you're gonna create other little lines. And so what you do from there on out, you wanna kind of like start opening and closing your clipper slowly but surely, and just start blending out those lines. You just want to make sure that whatever you're doing in this step, you're not going any higher than the guideline you already set with the open clipper. If you go any higher, you're just going to start confusing yourself. So focus on setting in your guidelines and just blending everything under. In this case, it would be the bald line. So you'll see I'll go back and I'll keep touching up the beard, and I'll blend in the beard as I'm blending in the hair. Here I am checking with the mirror, making sure that the guidelines are even. It's always good to go back and check in the mirror. Sometimes you can't see things like straight on, so the mirror will help you with that. Here I am with the number 1 open, again starting off on the beard. Just kind of flicking out, making sure that I'm flicking out throughout the whole fading process, just to kind of avoid making extra, like unnecessary guidelines and unnecessary lines in the fade. And like I said before, guys, I'm just going all around the head, nothing too crazy. Said it before, I like to work all around the head instead of in small sections until it gets to the end of the haircut, where it comes down to the details and you start using more of your corners. But in this case, I'm using the full blade. I'm just setting my guidelines and blending everything under. So I want to go all around the head. Here I am with the number 1 opening and closing it. Again, going all around the head, just closing it under what I already set. And so I have the 1.5 open. Like I said, guys, just going all around the head, nothing too crazy. Certain guidelines that you shouldn't worry too much about going too high with, 1.5 being one of them, 2, 3, anything above a 1.5 and higher, because at the end of the day, with a fade, you just don't want to, obviously you want to do what the client requests. So if they want to keep it dark, but at least anything above a 1.5 or 1.5 and above, it won't cut too much. It'll keep it short, but it's not like you're gonna skin them to the top, you know what I mean? So don't be too scared to make a bigger guideline with your bigger guards. So here I am doing a little bit of clipper over comb. I'll make another video talking about clipper over comb in depth, because it's something that that's very, very efficient when you're cutting hair. You'll see your haircuts will be way faster. In this case, you could have used a 2 guard as well, but just by using the clipper over comb, I'm able to blend everything above the 1.5 straight into the number I did on top, which was a 5. So it makes it more simpler. I do it on all my haircuts. Normally I won't even use over a 1.5. Everything a 1.5 and above, clipper over comb, but I'll get more into depth in another video. So here I am with a half guard. I'm gonna start open and then I'm gonna close it after. And you're gonna see I'm gonna start off with the half guard, doing it using the full blade, right? I'm not gonna use the corners yet, but you will see towards the middle, towards the end, like right now, I'm gonna start closing it slowly and start using more of the corner, just because this is the last line that we have, and so we want to detail it the most that we possibly can without leaving another guideline. We don't want to create another guideline in this step, and you avoid that by using the corners. And make sure you guys aren't going too high. Try to just blend out that one line that you see. Right now, just starting off with the open blade, closing slowly everything that I see under, any little dark spot hitting with the corner, avoiding making an extra guideline. Using a little bit of clipper over comb with the smaller comb, it cuts a little shorter. You're able to get more details in with that, with the other side of the comb. And here I am just going all around the head, like I said. Nothing too crazy, guys. Here I have number 1 again. I saw some dark spots, and I felt like the hair was gonna be cut too short if I used the half guard, so I went back in with the 1. And right now I have it open, and I'll slowly close it, and whenever necessary, whenever it's not cutting the hair. This is just detailing. Like I said, guys, when you start detailing, you want to use the corners only. We're avoiding creating extra guidelines, and as you can tell, the fade's coming in really nice now. Only a few extra little dark spots that I'm taking care of. And yeah, here I am with the thinning shears, thinning that hair out. This is another good way to blend in the top to the sides. Just make sure you don't do it too much. You could create another patch. You could create like a bald spot if you start thinning it out too much. So this is just for little tiny dark spots. Don't go too crazy with the thinning shears. I've seen people use the thinning shears to blend in a lot of bulk, and that's just not the right way. You want to avoid creating extra guidelines. So here I am with the hairspray, putting his hair in place, and using the trimmers now to start this lineup. And like I said, we're trying to make his hairline look thicker than it is. So like when you're cutting hair, guys, cutting hair is an illusion. You're creating illusions at the end of the day. Not everybody has a perfect hairline. Not everybody has the darkest, straightest hairline. Even people that have super thick hairlines, chances are it doesn't lay down properly. And so there's tricks and things you have to do to kind of get that hairline even, and also make it look symmetrical and without pushing it back. In this case, I started from the middle as well, and I'm working my way to his lightest side. I'll touch up the mustache a little bit. Any little things I could get in with the beard at the same time while I'm already on that side, I'll touch it up. Yeah, guys, just trying not to push it back. He doesn't mind a little bit of a pushback in the middle section, because the middle section is so thick that obviously you don't want a lot of regrowth, right? That's why you don't want to push it back. But he doesn't mind pushing it a tad bit back to kind of match it up with the lighter corners. And you'll see towards the end, it'll all come together, and you'll see what I'm talking about. We just want to avoid pushing it too far back, because obviously we don't want that regrowth. You don't want your client to leave and have stubble growing back immediately, like the next day. And I felt like the middle section was a little too thick, so I'm going in with my thinning shears and kind of just creating the illusion that the middle is the same density as the side. So I'm going in with the number 4. He wanted number 4 on the beard, so I'm just going to trim it down. It's not cutting too much, but just evening out whatever hair he already has. Start lining up with the trimmers, his neckline. He also likes getting the nose wax, guys. So, I always gotta provide him with the A1 service. So now I'm gonna hit him with the hot towel. This pretty much just softens up the skin. When I go back in with the razor, it just makes it super easy to shave. If you guys are thinking about buying a hot towel warmer, it's a great investment. It makes it super easy to shave. But anyways, I'll also throw a little bit of shaving gel, a little bit of Elegance shaving gel on the mustache. The mustache just tends to be the thickest part when you're shaving. So here I'm gonna go in with the straight razor. Just start lining up the corners. Like I said, guys, we're trying not to push them back. Although sometimes it seems like you feel like you have to, because some sides, a part of the hairline might be a little higher than the other one. But try to keep it as natural as you can, guys. Obviously ask your client what they prefer in terms of how far back they want their hairline. But chances are they're gonna want it more natural than anything. It's better to keep a more natural lineup than have the crispiest lineup, but then have it grow back in a day and have it look weird. So I also like to shave a little bit of the forehead hairs too. If you see, I'm lining it up really keeping the skin tight, and just really using that tension to line up. I'm gonna hit his eyebrows too. And I also took a little bit of the forehead hair off, because when you take off a little bit of the forehead hair, it kind of enhances whatever you have on the hairline, right? There's like little baby hairs that you don't realize it, but once you shave it, it makes your forehead look lighter, and any little hairs like on your hairline will look even thicker than they are. So I'm also lining up the beard, crispy lineup, making sure I keep that tension with my finger. I saw his beard was still a little dark. He had a bit of a line, so I'm going in with the 1.5 and slowly closing it. Like I said, guys, we're blending up here. We're starting at the top and blending up. I'm gonna go down with the grain for any of those flyaways. Here I am with the 1.5. And here, guys, I'm gonna use a little bit of bigen. Bigen is a hair dye. This thing lasts a while. I've used it on a bunch of my clients, and they've said it lasts up to like 3 days to like a week. It also depends on how often, how hard you scrub your face when you take a shower, but it tends to last for a long time. And I used to use Just for Men, and Just for Men worked fine for me, but it didn't last as long, and it's gotten too expensive. You get a bottle of Beijing for like, I think $5 or something like that. Super cheap, and it tends to stain the skin more. My barber school teacher was actually the one that introduced me into Beijing. So Walter, if you're watching, shout out to you. Thank you for the ultimate beard dye. And here I am applying it evenly. At the top of the lineup, I'm just tapping it in. I don't want to put too much towards the top, because once it stains, it's very hard to take off. So I want to make sure that I tap it in lightly, making sure that I'm keeping it where his natural line already starts. And right after I apply it, before I even finish off the beard with the dye, I always want to go back in with the razor immediately after I put the dye. It tends to be a little easier for me that way, so it doesn't dry up too quick, and I'm able to give him those crisp lineups without having any excess hair, any excess paint on his cheek. So here I'm also blow drying it to speed up the process. Normally leave this on for like around 10 to 20 minutes. Here I am with the trimmer, just going back in on the lineup, any loose flyaway hairs that I saw, just touching it up, doing a little freehand. Be very careful when you're doing this. This is just for the little flyaway hairs. So guys, this is the before. Came in looking crazy. Here's the after. Let me know what you guys think. If you like the video, if you have any questions, please leave it in the comments. And see you guys next time. Hope you guys enjoyed. Peace out. God bless.